The Good Liars.
The Good Liars?
This is boring.
We're boring.
I will die standing in my boots.
Churchill, I got you some condoms.
What made everyone so weird and sad that they had to come out here?
Mr. President, welcome to the show.
We are the Good Liars, and we are going to tell the truth. Trust us. All right, welcome to the Good Liars Tell the Truth. I am Jason Selvig.
And I'm Davram Stiefler.
And we are the Good Liars. And for anybody out there who doesn't know who we are two comedians. We've been traveling the country for years now, attending political events, talking to the people attending these events. And honestly, we've also been known to prank some politicians along the way.
It's
and
true.
we might be called the
It's
Good
true.
Liars. But on this show, we are going to tell the truth.
Yeah, and you might be missing part of the truth when you watch our videos online because you don't know what happened right before, what happened right after, what we think about them. So we're going to share that with all of you.
So each episode, we're going to dive into some big issues, tell some stories about our own adventures on the road. We'll also welcome some guests from the world of comedy and politics.
Today, we're going to talk about something that we think is interesting. It's something we've come across over the past couple years, and it's that people are saying that Joe Biden is not himself.
Wow.
Does that make any sense? Yeah, that Joe Biden is being played by an actor, or in some cases, several actors. So we're going to get into that today.
There's only one thing to say in response to that, and that is, all righty then. So let's get to the truth. Has Joe Biden been replaced by a body double? According to some of our sources, he has. We should say that these sources are people we've talked to outside of Trump rallies, though.
I was going to say, though, we do have a lot of sources, though, right?
We do have sources.
We have sources. We have many, 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 many sources. Are they reliable? I don't know. Let's find out.
I think so. I like them all, so yes, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the sources that I talked to. What about Biden?
I think he's been done. He's been dead. That isn't the real Biden. That is the real Joe Biden.
Oh, okay.
That is not the real Joe Biden.
So who is it?
Some kind of actor.
So were you upset about the Biden speech a couple nights ago?
I don't watch TV.
Okay.
I don't believe in anything that comes. I saw a little bit of it on, but
Right.
it's all bullshit.
But you don't even think that was Joe Biden that was talking there?
No, that's not the real Joe Biden. The real Joe Biden's been dead, man.
Okay.
That's my opinion, and I'm quite sure it's a lot of other people's too.
So I see everyone saying fuck Joe Biden. Everyone saying let's go Brandon. So you don't blame Biden for any of the problems that the country's facing right now?
How can you blame a dead man for the problem?
It's a valid question. If he is not alive,
that he's keeping his views consistent, I guess.
Yes.
We've talked to some people where if you'd be like, I don't want to spoil some of the next videos.
No, I was going to say, that's a great segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people, they have some conspiracy theories, but there isn't like a consistency to the canon of the world that has been created for them.
And this guy was like,
for themselves.
He was like, he thought it was a little weird of you to insinuate that like, you would blame a dead guy for a speech that he clearly didn't give. He's like,
I'm not going to say, let's go Brandon or fuck Joe Biden. Why would I care what a dead person is doing? I know what he's doing. He's sucking on maggots right now. He's dead. Yeah.
However the deep state gets rid of presidents.
Well, I think we know. I'm not going to give a spoiler to the guy you talked to either. We know how it happens. We know how it happens according to our sources. But let's play a video of another guy I talked to who didn't really have the same consistencies in his stories, but also believed that Joe Biden was not alive. You think that Trump is actually still in power right now?
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
So you think Biden is not the current president right now?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir. Just never believed it.
So Trump is the current president right now?
Yes, sir.
So are you mad at Trump for the high gas prices?
No. It's not Trump's fault.
Whose fault is it then?
It's Joe.
No.
He's got to set all this.
But Joe Biden, where's Joe Biden? You said he's not president.
He's not the president.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is,
So how could the gas prices be his fault if he's not president?
what you don't understand what they're trying to do. They have to wake up the dingleberries that are still asleep.
Okay. I follow that.
Okay.
I got it. Now we're in agreement.
So
So
this is something we've heard, right? It's like waking everyone up kind of can explain every bad thing that's happening.
Yeah, but it's not everybody that's asleep. It's only the dingleberries. You need to keep that in mind while we're talking about that.
How do you know a dingleberry when you see a dingleberry?
Oh, I'm looking at a dingleberry right now, and it's myself in the reflection here in the mirror image. It's me. It's me. I'm the dingleberry because I'm not awake because I did not believe this guy. But
do you think it's the red
important
hat,
thing.
though? I guess is what I'm getting at. Is it anybody who's not wearing the hat?
Is it dingleberry?
Is a dingleberry? I mean, you have to have a way of knowing this kind of stuff.
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's it. The dingleberry, and also the Hillary for prison shirt. You're not wearing one of those. You are.
Right.
You're DG material as far as I'm concerned. DB, excuse me. I don't know what I'm saying here. But Davram, you talked to some people that believe the same thing. Well, not the same thing. There's some differences, but they believed a very similar conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I haven't watched this video in a long time. Let's see this guy who also said that Biden might not be around.
What do you think is going on in the Biden White House right now?
I'm pretty sure there's a big fake going on right there.
What do you mean by that?
That's not the real Biden that they present on TV. Based on just the features and the mannerisms, I can tell that's not the same guy. So
Where's the real Biden?
I think he's passed on.
Oh, so he's actually dead.
I think so.
Who do you believe is in power right now?
They stand in the shadows, and we don't know who they are exactly. They're loony. They're crazy. There's something weird going on there. That's all.
There's something weird going on. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Something weird going on.
Yeah.
Loonies.
Something weird happening. So that's not the real Biden. We're seeing a consistency here.
Yes.
That's not the real Biden that they're presenting. There's a big fake going on.
Yes.
The wool is being pulled over our eyes, and it's because we're dingleberries.
We're dingleberries. And so as dingleberries, we need to ask ourselves, look, I don't want to be a dingleberry, okay?
Okay.
I got accused of being a dingleberry by that gentleman in Orlando, Florida. That's not something I want on my permanent record.
Did it hurt your feelings? Did you think about it?
I've been thinking about it for 2 years now. And I'm glad we're doing this show right now because we're going to get to the bottom of it. So these people believe that Joe Biden has been replaced by a body double. But my main question is, why? Why do they believe it?
Mm-hmm.
So we did some digging on the internet. And this is like second, third page of some Google results that we've gone into to get some of these articles, which is pretty big. And we did some digging. This is from a Forbes article that you're going to pull up here.
And you'll see the headline here is that viral tweets baselessly claim Biden is a body double wearing a mask. But is it baseless, right? These seem like reliable sources.
The people we've talked to outside of Trump rallies? Yeah, definitely.
They could be buddies. Definitely. They could be friends. Even if they're insulting us, calling us dingleberries. So here we see, remember last month when conspiracy theorists insisted John Fetterman, the U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania, had been secretly replaced by a body double or a clone? Went viral on X. Elon Musk, unsurprisingly, he played a part in it. X has been flooded with tweets over the past 48 hours claiming that Biden is actually a guy wearing a mask made to look like the 80-year-old president.
Everyone's like, Biden looks so different than he did when he was vice president. It's because he had plastic surgery. Right. He had work done. He literally had a facelift. Like, it's not a mask. He had a facelift. He got hair plugs. Like,
well, don't say it's not a mask until we properly dig in here. Your opinion.
This is my opinion going into this. Okay, going into this, I'm going to be swayed by the evidence that's put forth here, which you've dug up some really compelling evidence. So I'm not going to say that I'm totally swayed on this yet.
Right.
But he had a fucking facelift. Of course he was going to do that before he ran for president. And Trump just had all this fucking work done too.
Jason,
anyway,
you can have a facelift and wear a mask.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. But it's not him. It's not him. It's not Joe Biden wearing his own mask. Well, that would be an interesting wrinkle on top of it.
But what if it is? I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I just don't want to discount anything until we do a little bit of research here.
Okay. All right. Apologies for that.
Forbes, they seem like they've already made up their minds. They said, obviously, that's an absurd idea that previously would have gotten very little attention on social media outside of extreme circles, but the tweet has been seen over 2.8 million times, so people really are into it. Now, if we go down here further, a very important person named Liz Churchill.
Oh, I love Liz.
I don't really know that much about her.
I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything
but
about
she's
her.
always, you see her name come up when you go down these rabbit holes a little bit on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, right?
I guess you mentioned that yesterday, and I'm like, I don't remember seeing her on anything. But now I'm like I kind of want to look her up.
She's just involved. She puts herself in these things. This is getting more ridiculous by the day. This is not Joe Biden. I mean, this is a really weird picture. What do you think what do you think happened in this picture here?
I don't know what's going on with the hair. I mean, it looks like he's shaved bald, right? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't look like he has hair.
He's like, it just looks like a very weird, manipulated picture. It looks like he's been shaved bald. I don't think that's an accurate representation of whatever moment that picture was taken from. I don't know how else to say it. What, like, can you just change the settings on a photo and someone's hair disappears like that?
Yes, you can. Yeah. I don't know. It's like an Instagram filter or something. I don't know. I mean, it could just be like an overly exposed video.
That's what
something.
I mean.
I don't know.
I think that some settings were altered. I just don't even know what she's trying to prove here. Is this supposed to be?
Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in so we can see, like, if you can? I just don't see any like hair there.
That's what I mean. But so this was altered in some
just
way,
like
but
a blurred out, or it's like a zoomed in on like a very low quality image. Is probably what it is.
Right, and it's left to be interpreted. This is getting more ridiculous by the day. This is not Joe Biden. I mean, all right. I guess you're left to kind of figure out exactly what she sees there. Tweet has been seen by over 770,000 people at the time of this writing, meaning it's likely to see at least twice as many viewers by this time Friday. So this is in the middle of the storm. That being said, if you have evidence that Biden is actually being played by a guy in a mask, please drop me a line with the evidence. So
I think I do. So, but okay.
All right. So it's going around. People have some evidence in quotes.
So it's like the theory that we're seeing out here is that this is not the real Joe Biden. It's somebody wearing a mask, and they are the only ones who've kind of gotten to the bottom of it. And this is the truth, and they're hiding it from us.
Mm-hmm. There's
what
more
other
evidence.
Is there? Oh, okay.
Should we check out some more evidence?
Yeah. I don't know. I was hoping that was a rhetorical question, but yes, let's look at more evidence.
So for the listeners, we see Biden scratching his neck. Now I wonder if I can zoom in on this a little bit here. Biden scratching his neck, and then look what happens.
I mean, that's a little weird. That's a little weird, right? So he scratches his neck and then he pulls his finger across it, and then like the skin kind of like folds together, almost like a mask. Like
he's
somebody
facing
wearing
away
a mask.
from the camera, scratching the back of his neck, kind of drags his finger as he pulls it away, and it looks a little rubbery and strange. Again,
now that said,
old.
I don't have a lot of experience with old skin with it being around.
You're telling me you don't have one old neck that you've scratched in your past?
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like, I've never done that. I think that's a weird move to like draw your finger across the back of their neck and then check to see if it all piles up there. I mean,
I just think if we were super committed to what we were doing, we maybe would do that. Maybe we'll do that soon.
Well, I'll tell you what, Davram, there's certainly a lot of old people that live in your neighborhood that I've seen walking around.
In my
I think
neighborhood?
today, in your neighborhood specifically, not as much mine, unfortunately. I think you should go out there, touch some necks, finger some necks, as it were, and don't make that sexual. You're just fingering them to see that they...
You're telling me not to make it sexual, or anybody who's
listening to me
watching.
tell you to finger an old person's neck. Don't make
not
that
sexual. It's research
not
here.
sexual. It's research.
Sexual.
Yes. Yes.
Well, but what do you think? Does that? It sounds like that might sway you a little in favor of this theory. Maybe
that was that I would say that video was the first compelling piece of evidence that I've seen. I'm not saying that it makes me. There's a lot of stuff that kind of is not backing up the claim, but that was a little odd. It's a little odd.
Okay, so here, if you thought that was compelling,
okay,
you're gonna want to take a look at this. I don't know what to say about this. So this is a tweet we're looking at from
zoom in.
Someone.
Zoom.
So basically, we're watching mask making. It's like a split screen, and we're watching mask making on the left, and then it's that same video of Biden scratching his neck on the right. Truth is stranger than fiction, it says over that video. But now we're watching people in very realistic masks talking and pulling them off.
But that's not a mask.
Doing some really
that's
weird
not a mask.
Stuff.
That's special effects.
Now we have on the left people doing more strange pulling. What do you think about this one that's going on right now? A guy who looks pretty realistic, sticking his finger under his own mask. For anybody who's listening, you might want to check out the video version of this.
It looks compelling. If you're saying that Hollywood doesn't have great special effects, I mean, look at Bad Grandpa, Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. He's up and he's looking like an old man in there. Nominated for an Oscar, that movie.
Anyway, there was a comment where someone was like, "I'm a Hollywood mask maker, and I've known this for a long time. It's not Joe Biden."
Wow. Somebody
salt,
in the comment section said they were a Hollywood mask maker, and they said they've known this for a long time. Now it's an open secret in Hollywood. They've got so many secrets, drinking the children's blood and whatnot.
But they wouldn't let us in on those secrets, or anyone else who's not in the, what is it, a cabal? Is that how you want to pronounce it?
I don't know. I mean, we know some people who are, much more famous than we are and are kind of in this Hollywood elite. And I guess we just haven't made it to the point we're getting invited to the baby blood drinking parties yet, which it gives us something to strive for, I guess, which is great.
It does.
Like, we're not there yet.
These back problems lately. Do you think any of that drinking the blood of babies would help? I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, drinking the blood of babies is always good, but also just for spot treatment, wherever it hurts, just rub some blood, baby's blood on there. It's like icy hot.
You know a lot about this. That's pretty cool.
I do. Yeah. I can't tell you why, though.
Right. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to put you in that situation.
For fear of retribution.
Okay, so a little more evidence. People are saying Biden's skin tone doesn't match.
Whoa.
Reuters. Okay, so it says, post on Facebook claim, a CNBC interview with Joe Biden shows a disguised body double rather than the former vice president himself, pointing to a skin tone mismatch.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. For Trump supporters to be making the unnatural skin tone argument seems like a stretch to me. They say it was due to lighting, not a body double or deep fake. So that one seems
not due to copious amounts of makeup put on the face of a president.
Right.
Okay. So then the other bit of evidence that we heard is that Donald Trump, actually gave some signs, some like secret signs that that Joe Biden is actually president, where he is like
that Joe Biden is not president.
Joe Biden is not president. He's wearing a mask.
So
he's wearing a mask.
Right.
When
you talk to people, there's always like a reason they believe it, even if it feels a little bit of a stretch. But when it comes from Donald Trump himself, you kind of have to take it seriously. So he's just kind of doing like a
So fucking dumb.
He's kind of doing like a hand motion. He says Joe Biden. He makes little circles where the eyes are on his face, and then he kind of does a little strange motion around his face. People are saying this means that he's kind of saying that Joe Biden is appearing in a mask. Now, if you love Donald Trump, this is big. This is big news.
He's signaling again. It's like this just gave me a sense memory to talking to somebody in Houston, Texas, or I guess it was like an hour outside Houston, Texas, 2 years ago. And I think it was the first time we ran into somebody from negative, what is it? 58?
48.
48. Negative 48, the like JFK is alive cult that like joined. They all got together in Dallas, Texas for the second coming of John F. Kennedy Sr. And I guess they were wrong about that. But the guy said to me, he's like, Donald Trump, what do we know about Donald Trump? Donald Trump doesn't lie. He said, Joe's shot. And he like does like a little like hand motion, like shot. And he like did it to my head. And it was like kind of scary.
Uncomfortable, yeah.
Uncomfortable. And he was like, that means he was telling us that Joe Biden was shot. He was shot in Guantanamo Bay and it's over. It's all over. He's dead and he's really in charge. So that was a little scary. A little out of touch with the reality.
Do you think
but
the mask people think the negative 48 people have lost it? Are they like, we're talking about masks, that's real, but JFK Jr. is not still alive? Or do you think they're all?
I don't know. That's a good question, because there is like a cross section of people I feel like we've talked to that's like,
definitely
Joe Biden's not really president, but like JFK Jr. is dead. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Like, but then there's people who are like, yeah, John F. Kennedy Sr. is president right now.
Yeah,
and
he's 107.
This whole thing is a Hollywood set. He's 107. He's 108.
Yeah, it doesn't
guy
matter.
in Florida. So first thing I want to say is big if true. Big if true. But let's just go.
That would be huge.
It would be huge if Joe Biden is not Joe Biden and it's somebody wearing a mask. But just even going with this hypothesis, this theory that Joe Biden is not Joe Biden and it's somebody wearing a mask, it begs a pretty obvious follow-up question, which is who is the Joe Biden who we see every single day? Who is the person who is wearing the mask?
Man, that would be incredible if it were someone like else that we all knew, you know?
It would be incredible. But there are some theories out there that Joe Biden is not really Joe Biden. One theory we came across that I actually didn't see until like we were Googling this was that Joe Biden is actually Lee Harvey Oswald, the assassin of John F. Kennedy Sr., who we were just talking about, which would be huge. And I want to just preface this by saying, just so we don't get flack from the people that believe Joe Biden's wearing a mask and are being played by those different people we'll get into later. These people are not saying that this is like Lee Harvey Oswald in a mask. They're saying Joe Biden is actually Lee Harvey Oswald. And I think that's an important distinction.
Yeah. There is like a one thing that I think people would bring up if you were to bring up this theory. They would say that Lee Harvey Oswald was killed, right? Famously on live TV.
Do you remember, do you know the guy's name that killed him?
Jack Ruby, right?
So
we have this article up here from the Daily Dot. Was Joe Biden secretly Lee Harvey Oswald? It's just funny that people could just secretly be other people when they've been around for so long.
And to come to this point, like he was senator, he was vice president, and then it's like fourth year into his term, it's like, you know what? Actually, I think he's
one of the most famous assassins of all time.
I will say, in their defense.
Yes, defend.
There's some similar bone structure in the face, and if you look at the old photos, look.
Wait a second. So,
yeah, you're looking at it, right?
Yeah, if I zoom in here, I'm starting to wonder about if this was all making a little more sense than we think. That's right. The username here is none other than Dingleberry. For anyone who's listening,
Dingleberry Cherry is the name.
Dingleberry Cherry. We're looking at old black and white photos of Joe Biden and Lee Harvey Oswald. The tweet says, "A young Joe Biden next to Lee Harvey Oswald. First arrests are going to be biblical." They're talking about, all these mass arrests that all these conspiracy theorists think are going to happen. But the username is none other than Dingleberry, and that
I gotta say something. To Dingleberry.
What, Jason?
Wake up! This is crazy. Wake up, Dingleberry. We gotta wake you up.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good. This is not good.
If they wanted someone to become president that were part of the greater plan, why would they make them famous first as the assassin of a president? What would be the purpose of that?
Because it would be the last place you would look, Davram. That's obvious. That's like, come on, dude. You sound fucking stupid right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm saying it's the last place you'd look, but you know where the really last place you'd look would be someone who isn't famous and on TV for doing something really bad. I'm saying if you had someone you wanted to be president, I don't think you would make them an assassin first.
Okay, so
I don't want to be closed-minded, though. Maybe it's all part of the plan. Maybe I'm a Dingleberry.
No, Davram, you're not. Don't say that about yourself. You're not a Dingleberry. You're a great berry. You're not a Dingleberry. Okay?
Okay.
You're a great berry.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to throw this out the window. I know I was very adamant that maybe that theory was right, but now that you say that, maybe you are right. Maybe Lee Harvey Oswald isn't secretly Joe Biden.
Didn't you call me a fucking idiot or something?
I did. I'm not going to apologize for that. It was heat of the moment. No. I was in the moment.
Okay.
And I'm not going to apologize for being myself.
Got it.
According to some of our sources, we shouldn't be looking to the past. We shouldn't be looking to the Lee Harvey Oswalds, who were, killed years and years ago. We should be looking at the present. We should be looking at kind of the truth that's right there hitting us in the face, okay? And you don't have to be a detective, pet, or otherwise to connect the dots here with what I'm saying.
What the heck are you getting at?
In 2022, I think I wrote 2021 here, but in 2022, we talked to a woman who said she knew who was playing Joe Biden. Yes, he was a man wearing a mask, but she knew who he was. She knew who the man under the mask was. And the answer actually did completely shock me. You think Biden is not alive right now?
No, the guy that's doing the stand-up job of trying to wake people up is an actor wearing a mask. I mean, there's several different people playing Joe Biden at this point. And then when he fell up the stairs going on the airplane, I myself think that was Jim Carrey. I've heard that he was one of them.
Wait. You think that Jim Carrey was wearing a mask and was the acting president?
And being silly by falling up the stairs 3 different times. And James Woods also, I think, is one of the doppelganger mask-wearing people.
Okay, bombshell. Whoa. We might have the answer here. Okay, if we believe that Joe Biden is wearing a mask because of that one weird video, is Jim Carrey playing Joe Biden? This blew my mind, and I had to see what's the video she's talking about. Davram, you found that, right? Joe Biden falling up the stairs. Was that actually Jim Carrey wearing a mask?
This is what she's referring to.
All right. So this is a video of Joe Biden going up the steps of Air Force One. He's walking up. All right. He's doing fine.
Oh
Oh boy.
Dusting off his knees there. He fell kind of 3 times in quick succession going up the stairs, and then
It would be ridiculous if he gave a salute. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
gives
kind
a
of
little salute at the top of the stairs. I think he knew that he had fallen 3 times just recently.
He knew that he killed it. He was like, "Oh, that was even better than Fire Marshal Bill. I nailed it there."
What did you think when you saw that?
I didn't.
Very silly, right?
It was a little silly. I don't think that was Jim Carrey necessarily.
What do you
doing
mean?
that.
The physical comedy kind of part of what he's done. We're so familiar with the way he moves. You don't think that was Jim Carrey going up the stairs there? And then there couldn't be anything funnier than the salute at the top.
Okay, so I will say, falling up the stairs, funny, but I don't think it was Jim Carrey's brand of funny.
Okay,
That's what I would take from that clip.
I don't know. I think everyone needs to watch it for themselves.
Okay.
To decide. It was pretty
I'm
funny.
more
Is
on
all
the
I'm saying.
Lee Harvey Oswald. I think it's more likely Lee Harvey Oswald is Joe Biden.
Similar bone structure you're going with
Similar,
right now.
yeah.
And I think physical comedy wise, Jim Carrey kind of right on the money here.
Well, here's what happened. We put this video out, and then a mere few days later, Jim Carrey tweeted this. He said, "Oh dear," with a, looks like it is O sound going, ooh, emoji.
Emoji.
That he made with characters on the phone, like it's like 1999 or something.
But what is this? Is this confirmation or denial?
I don't know. Don't know.
Oh,
He
dear.
tweeted the video, said, "Oh dear, this woman is claiming that he is, acting as Joe Biden, and he is neither confirming nor denying," which I think is an important.
I think he's confirming. Oh dear,
Why?
They're on to
Why?
us. They're on to us. Oh dear.
Why would
They're
you
starting to
tweet
figure
that,
it out? Because they're on to him. So, and he's saying, "Oh dear." He meant, so first of all, you're talking about an emoji that would have been used in the 90s. I think maybe he got a little confused. He thought he was texting that to the government officials who are part of
Jim
he's,
Carrey.
"Oh dear."
Are you saying that
us.
he
No.
was like so method that he is like acting like Joe Biden and forgetting
He
things?
was acting like Joe Biden in not really knowing how to use his phone. He's so into the character that he thought he was doing a text to some sort of high-level government official. Oh dear, they're on to us. Obviously, you're going to add a little flavor to your text. You're going to include an emoji. Obviously, you're not, what is life but to enjoy the little moments? And here we are.
So Jim Carrey maybe is the acting president, I should say. Sometimes, not all the times, but when he's doing something funny, that's it. That's him. Other times it's other doppelgangers.
So Jim Carrey's definitely playing Joe Biden, and part of I think people are saying this, I say is definitely, obviously still open-minded here. People are calling Joe Biden the mask president because of things like this. We're looking at an X post from Joe Biden himself. Do you want to read what it says, Jason?
Wear a mask.
Some people will say this is about COVID, but other people would say it is in reference.
Yeah, it was May 26th, 2020, by the way. But yes.
Some people would say it was in reference to COVID. I think that's what you're insinuating by the date. Other people would say it's a clue. It's a breadcrumb letting people know that Jim Carrey is playing Joe Biden, referencing Jim Carrey's hit, fantastic film, The Mask.
3 catchphrases from The Mask. Go. 3. Quick.
I don't know.
It's not all right then.
Ipkiss. I know.
It's not cool. Those aren't quotes. Smoking.
Yeah, that's great.
Somebody stop me.
These are great. Yeah. What's the
I don't know
third? Those
another
are
one.
great.
all I
Somebody
got.
stop me.
They call me Mambo Pete. I'm the king of the Caribbean beat.
Are people familiar with The Mask? Do you think everyone's familiar with The Mask, or should we go through it a little bit just so people know why this is so important?
Let's look at themes for the movie and see if this is possible, this correlation here, and things that have been hiding in plain sight this entire time. So Stanley Ipkiss is kind of a reserved guy who is not putting himself out there, and that's kind of his flaw, or at least his perceived flaw at the beginning. he finds this mask, and it gives him the power to be not only outgoing but seductive, and to be all the things he wishes he could be. Is that what's happening with Jim Carrey putting on the Joe Biden mask?
Has he always been like? And I want you to be clear on this: that Joe Biden is seductive.
I'm not. I'm saying, using the themes of the movie, is there a quality that Jim Carrey didn't like about himself, something he wished that he could be more of, and that when the puts on the Joe Biden mask, it allows him to do that? Like, he is in the world. He's supposed to be this funny guy.
Joe Biden to satisfy his own shortcomings, to solve his own shortcomings. I don't know that that's the theory here.
I'm creating a new theory using the mask right here. So the mask that he has put on right now to play Joe Biden, Jim Carrey is known as this clown, this outgoing guy who's always got to make everybody laugh. He's always got to be quick on his feet, and he's always got to be super physical. When he puts on the Joe Biden mask, he has free reign to be the complete opposite of that. He puts it on. He can walk slowly. He can take his time. He can walk.
I see. But then
now it's like, does he have to be quick-witted and tell a joke? No, he can just mumble stuff, and people will kind of laugh around.
Why is he falling up the stairs then?
Because every once in a while you miss that old you. You miss getting those laughs, and that's why he does that every once in a while. Sometimes Joe Biden will have a one-liner that you're like, that was actually pretty good. But most of the time, it's very slow, and he's searching
you think
for
there's
his
a
thoughts.
possibility, there's a world in which Jim Carrey approached whatever high-level military government officials and said, "Look, I've always got to be on my toes. I'm so sick of always being on my toes. You guys have anybody that I could play, any role that I could play that would allow me just to be a little slower and older?" And they were like, "President."
That is one scenario. I'm not saying that is what's happening here. I'm going with the plot of the movie and saying that he found this mask and put it on, and it almost looks like the mask from the movie Mask.
Oh.
And through a wish fulfillment, he is now in a position where he doesn't have to be the funny guy. He doesn't have to be quick and physical. He is actually getting to be all the things he wants.
That makes sense. But you're saying, I think the crucial element here, I was wondering how it came to be. You're saying he found the mask just like in the movie.
That's the theory I'm going with now. Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering how it came to be that Jim Carrey got the opportunity to decide that he wanted to be the president. You're saying he found the perfect mask.
I want to say, I hate to do this. I don't actually think that Jim Carrey is playing Joe Biden.
God darn it.
I
thought we were finally agreeing.
So you still do. I don't. I think that's kind of a bad theory in general. I think Joe Biden had some plastic surgery. He maybe looks a little different than he did, but he's clearly the same man he was for all these years.
Are you saying that maybe the most obvious explanation is probably the truth?
Yeah. But let's ask another question. If Joe Biden has a body double, is it possible Trump has one too? Are Democrats saying that?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Something I've thought a little bit about. Trump has changed a little bit, right? He lost some weight. Some people were saying, like maybe gastric bypass surgery or something like that. You could just be a different person, right? If anybody can just be anyone else, he could just be a different person. He wears a ton of makeup. He stands kind of in a weird way, almost like he's in some sort of a body suit.
He's always kind of stood like that, right?
Well, since how long has he been an actor?
Oh, no, I'm not doing this again.
Well, I don't know.
I think the obvious answer for that is he either, lost a significant amount of weight with liposuction or other, changed his diet, stopped eating bad stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
He's playing golf every day.
What if I had a piece of video that would blow your mind?
Okay. I guess I'd be all...
So we watched So earlier we watched a video of Joe Biden having trouble going upstairs, correct?
Yes,
We saw him
correct.
stumble. Well,
That's right.
let's watch this video of Donald Trump having difficulty going downstairs. Oh boy. Oh boy. Looks like a little kid kind of being accompanied by a parent maybe or something to make sure he doesn't fall. And then, of course, you get the kind of version of the salute at the end almost an homage to Biden's up the stairs issues.
Interesting. You think that's Jim Carrey as well, or what's your theory here?
Wow. I hadn't even thought of that. I don't know who it could be. Probably it would be Jim Carrey or a big fan of Jim Carrey. So,
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
My friend Matt is a diehard fan of Jim Carrey. Maybe it's him. Maybe it was him. Man, that would be such a betrayal of trust.
Is that a good job? Is that a good job to be a body double for
No.
Joe Biden?
Government
or
job.
to be?
No.
It's a government.
You much
Get
rather be
benefits?
working private sector, be doing something with Hollywood or something like that.
Got it.
You want a government job.
Okay.
Government will stab you in the back.
Even though it's
They don't care.
president?
But you're not really president. You know what I mean? You're not in charge.
Where's Joe Biden?
Joe Biden is in the White House being president right now. And let's just get to it. Let's just get to the truth of this all. What is the truth? Has Joe Biden been replaced by a body double? Is that what happened here? Is it secretly Jim Carrey in a mask playing Joe Biden, or somebody else? Is it Lee Harvey Oswald? Has Joe Biden been replaced with a body double? If I had to bet on it, here's the truth. This is the truth of the matter. If I had to bet on it, I would say no, he has not. He has not been. But if he has been, we're going to give this advice to the White House and the deep state, the cabal, whoever's pulling the strings there. Pick a different actor to play him. Whoever's playing him now seems very old and forgetful. I think maybe just pick somebody who's like a little bit more with it, so there wouldn't be all these questions following Joe Biden leading into the 2024 election. Can we all just agree on that? If the deep state, if you're listening, maybe pick somebody else, or have them not play up the oldness so much.
Right. Pick somebody who can pull off Joe Biden physically, but then can just not beg all the questions about his age and competency.
All right. That's the truth. There you have it. I'm glad we got to the bottom of this here.
Feels
Find
good.
out
What a
if
roller
Joe
coaster.
Biden was replaced. It was a roller coaster because I really believed it there for a second, and it made sense with the story of the mask. It actually does make sense for Jim Carrey to do that.
Yeah.
So that does it for this episode of The Good Liars Tell the Truth. For a special bonus episode, go to herohero.co/thegoodliars. We'll have a whole other episode there. We're going to be talking about another experience we had with the same conspiracy theory. I can't believe we've encountered it more than once. But before we go, Davram, any last words of wisdom?
Yes. Believe
I
it
saw
or
you
not.
hitting the Google there. You forgot to do it, and I
did
saw
not.
you.
The basis of optimism is sheer terror.
Oh wow, interesting. That is makes me a little reflective, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, that does it for The Good Liars Tell the Truth. Thank you all for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.